Greetings, dear ones. My name is Sharon Healy, and I work with the energies of Avalon. Even though I say I work with the energies of Avalon, I actually am part of Avalon. It is something that my soul resonates with. So I'm doing this webinar to talk to you a little bit about Avalon so you get a little bit more understanding of Avalon energies. Now, Avalon is not about priestesses, and it's not about Stonehenge. It's not about Camelot. Avalon is a pure energy that we carry within us. Everyone can have access to the energy, but there's a race of people that we are actually Avalonians, and Avalonians are the ones that are walking around the planet. So Avalon is an energy and a frequency that we vibrate at. It's the pure love between truth and also the Christ energy and the energy of knowing that we are always in service when we're in a human body and that we are just us. We, as I said, someone asked, how do I know these things? And I just say, because I just am. And that's what we are. We are just being. And that's what the Avalon energies are all about. It's just being. So these energies are something that a lot of people want to give away their power in thinking on other ways. But in actual fact, the Avalon energies are us, just us being us inside our heart. So Avalon energies work on a different way of teachings. So with Avalon, we don't work on doing things from the physical brain. I call it, this is the physical brain. We do everything from the heart brain. So I use my physical brain every day to make sure I get up of a morning, go get showered, I feed myself, change myself, I make sure I don't get run over by a car, all those things, all the things that a physical body needs to look after. So I work on two different ways. So this is the physical brain I work with. But when I work with my Avalon energies and when I work with my soul energies, my spirit that's here, because I am here in the present, and that's what Avalon energy is about. It's like being here in present and doing our work, but in balance, and that's what Avalon's all about. We were always in balance as a physical and a spirit at the same time. So what we do is within our heart, we have a heart brain, which many of you would know about. So within our heart, there's a heart brain. So when we do everything for our physical life with our Avalon energies, we know that we need to use the physical brain. But when we need to do things for being of service, we always listen to our heart brain. So you know, people call it intuition as well, because it goes down to our power center and we understand, whoa, this feels right, I've got to do this now, or this doesn't feel right. It doesn't mean that you're judging. It's just that your heart brain's letting you know what you can and can't do. So the Avalon energies are all about that. It's all about balance and it's all about alignment with yourself. It doesn't matter if your physical body is damaged or your spine's not the best. It doesn't matter if you have only one leg. It doesn't matter, because it's energy and we run the energies through, and it doesn't matter what we are and who we look like or anything in the physical, because we're working on the soul. So it's an interesting concept, because we're here in the physical, we have to do our work in the physical. Avalon energies are here to teach you why you were here. We all chose to come here. We all accepted the challenge to be present on this beautiful planet at this time. So we have to work out how to balance the physical and the spiritual side. And that's what we do with Avalon. We understand the soul essence, and we understand this soul's gifts, and we understand how you can bring that forward, and you can actually then do that in the physical human body. So then we start connecting the physical brain and the heart brain together. So the physical heart will tell you to do your daily things. But the thing is, without the physical brain, Did I say heart before? Oh, sometimes I confuse myself because the heart and brain is so connected with me that I just flow, and sometimes I forget. But yeah, the physical brain, we do physical work, of course, we know. But when we go into the heart brain, we have to activate that. But we can't activate it sometimes just by energy. We have to activate it in the physical. So the heart brain will send that message up to the physical brain and say, you must go and do this for this person. Because without the physical brain, we can't put things into motion. We can't put things into action. So Avalon Energies is always becoming one with your heart brain and your physical brain, which is one of the biggest challenges humans have. As I said, I get confused because I call them the same name all the time because mine are connecting all the time. And it's not saying that we're judging people because we're not. It's just saying that you may not like what that person is doing, and therefore your heart brain is giving your intuition the feeling that, ooh, I shouldn't be here. And so don't judge them, but I don't like what they're doing at this time, and this is not for me. And you leave them be. And then other times it'll be like you must go into the forest, and you're thinking, wow, my heart feels like I need to go to the forest. My intuition is telling me. And when you go there, you find an animal trapped. But your energy in the spirit and your heart can't actually do anything for it except for send love. But the physical brain, then it connects to the physical brain and it tells the physical brain, wow, okay, now the physical body needs to take this animal out the trap and free this animal. Just a little bit of a way of thinking that we do things with Avalon. It's very hard energy to explain. I had one client I was talking to, and I asked him, how could he, after doing some of the teachings, how does he explain Avalon energies? And he said, you can't explain it. And you can't, because it's an energy and you have to feel the energy. So it's really hard to explain a pure energy. We all know love energy because we all feel it from here. But Avalon energies, because it's a mixture of truth, love, Christ consciousness, it's a mixture of all of that into one within our soul. It's everything we are. You can't explain it. And the only way is to feel it. And sometimes even when you feel it, these feelings are like, these aren't normal human feelings because you're feeling it so deep within a spirit form that it's like those energies, how do we place them in the physical world today? And that's what Avalon energies are. They're shifting our vibration, raising our vibration, and creating us to be more better physical human beings on the planet. So that's a little bit confusing for a lot of people because a lot of people just see Avalon, Camelot, Glastonbury, priestesses, and the feminine energy, and that's it. But yeah, of course it's the feminine energy because it's the nurturing energy that's within inside you. But Avalon energy also works on both sides of yourself. We work on both your light side and your shadow side. And we get you to learn how through your shadow side, you can actually use that side to heal. So everything we do as a human, we're all in here. And it's very hard for a lot of people to get into here. It's even harder for a lot of people to flow them two together at the same time, that sometimes they're so connected, you don't know which one you're doing it for because they're so connected. And a lot of people say, oh, I want to work from my heart. But until we go from here up, then back down, and then back down, then back up, we can't. And this is what Avalon teaches you, is to look at things differently. Not actually always think, I have to see these things, but to feel. Feeling is the biggest gift anyone can have. You don't have to see spirits. You don't have to go traveling into other dimensional realms. You don't have to hear them, because a feeling will never lie. So what you feel is always correct for you at that time. But saying that, in 6 months' time, if you've changed and say a person has changed, then you have a different feeling. And that's what it is. Energies are constantly changing. So Avalon energies are wanting to come back up. They're wanting us to be more in tune with being a human here on the planet and actually bring ourselves back into our body and do everything with truth, with love, and with respect. Respect everything. See, Avalon was, it's a planet that was way, 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 way. And we explain all this in the teachings. I'm not going to go into that in depth here. But because we came through a star system and a solar system, and we come down to this planet, we carried all that knowledge with us. And a lot of people don't understand, but it's all within us. And this is the teachings we teach with Avalon. It's not, we don't have to go outside of ourselves to get every answer we need. Inside your soul essence is every answer you need. Everybody's questions, everybody's path, everybody's answers are going to be different. And this is what we do with Avalon energies, is we teach you your path, your mission, so that you can be whole. And when your whole is one, then you can be of service. And the ultimate goal for anyone who is Avalonian or Avalon energies or work with that is being of service and just being. And that's what we do. It's not saying that you have to go live out in the bush. It's not saying that you can't work as a doctor, you can't work as a lawyer, you can't work as a teacher or someone in the supermarket. Doesn't matter what your physical job is. The fact is, it's what energies you want to put out while you're connecting with other humans in that physical job. And this is one thing we forgot, is to balance those things. And in Avalon, it didn't matter within our tribal system what energies you actually wanted to use your gifts and how you wanted to create it. So say your gift was just pure unconditional love for children, then you would become a teacher. You wanted to see them strive and be the best that they could be. And that's the thing with the Avalon energies. We want you to be the best version of yourself, not of someone else. And so many people are chasing around because we're getting caught up in a lot of our past life energy things that we feel connected with other cultures. So we are drawn to that because we were powerful in those past lives. But the thing is, we have to look at who are we now? And with all that knowledge we've got, how do we bring it in? And how do we use it as a human being in this present body, in the country we are living in? So Avalon energies are about becoming whole again and not actually being disassociated with ourselves as a human. We become one. So we understand that we are human and a soul at the same time. And we don't need to go out. Someone asked a while ago, a few years ago, they were saying they have an identity crisis. And that Indigenous races don't have an identity crisis. They know where they're from. I didn't understand that because even though I'm white, I don't have an identity crisis because I know me. And that's what Avalon energies are here to teach us today, is to know yourself. And that's what we worked on all the time when you came down with the pure love, pure energy you were. When I'll explain something to you a little bit. When we're in pure spirit form out in the universe, okay, we're multidimensional beings, so we can be in multiple places at once. But when we're actually not in a physical human body and we're out into the universe, we're not given names. We don't have names as so far. We are recognized through the vibration we vibrate at. So people actually see us for that vibration. So they actually know who you are, and your soul listens. And that's the thing, we tend to, as humans, just look at someone and see them for the physical and not actually see them. But if you actually tune into the vibration of the soul, you know who they are. I met a girl in Australia, and when the Galactic was down and doing a lot of work, and I had a friend say, "Wow, there's so many galactic beings." I said, "Yeah, there's a big ship going on." And I went into the shop, and this girl and there was another person in the shop, and I went up to her to pay for the milk because I was buying some milk. I was lucky we went into another dimension because the other gentleman seemed to be a bit lower. But when she looked at me, her eyes told me where she was from, and I saw her soul. And I said to her, "Your eyes tell me where you're from." And I wasn't looking into her eyes. It's just that her eyes were actually shaped, not human form. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh, you can see that." And I said, "Yes, you need to change them because the humans can't accept it." Because I saw her as a soul, even though she was standing there just serving normal. She'd only come in to do some work, and then she left the shop in a few weeks. She was just gone. But the fact is, she knew I could see because I saw her as a soul that came here to do what she needed to do and then leave. But I just told her, "You forgot your eyes." And I've seen that a few times, a lot of times that souls come down and they just here for a little bit to do a job and whatever. And when they come down, there's always something different about them, and you can see them for the soul they are. And it's the same with meeting people. Then you're not judging them. You understand they're all on their soul path, and that's what in Avalon we understood, that people had traumas, people had things, and we would help them through that. But once a time on Avalon, we never came through with any trauma because we weren't in a physical body. And this is the Avalon energies that we will eventually get back to, where we see each other as pure essence that we are. And because we're an energy form soul, no matter in the universe, wherever we go, we shapeshift to whatever is needed for wherever we go. Sometimes we can just be in our energy form and people recognize our energy form, and that's fine. But we don't need, we have names down here because it's easier for the human world. But when you connect with the soul, you're not connecting with the human part, you're connecting with the soul. And when you first meet someone, and this is part of Avalon, is that when we first meet someone, I already meet you up here. And then we come down, we meet down here. And this is how we work, is we always make a soul connection first, and then we make a physical connection to that person, and then we vibrate that way. So it's a nice way of being. So Avalon is actually a lot different to what people think. It's it's an energy form of you becoming whole again and you becoming one. So with Avalon and Avalonians, yeah, we were the original star seeds here on the planet. We were the original star pods. So we were the ones that come from the solar system out of this universe. We didn't come within the solar system. And a lot of people think, oh, everyone is a star seed, everyone's a soul from out of this universe. There's not. There's a whole heap that actually are part of this universe. And that's something I cover on in my teachings. And we are, this is the planet. We go light years away. We are from such a long, long way away. And now younger children, beautiful babies that are being born, they're actually coming from out of this solar system to help us that got lost. and were regressed into the denser energies, they're here to help hold the energies in space for us to vibrate up high enough to be able to think of ourselves outside of this solar system and where we come from. I do work with people to take them back to their home planet, but again, their home planet can be different because we're multidimensional beings. And in Avalon, we understood that. The Avalon energies we work with, we understand that you can be here present and be in service in the physical, but you can also be in other places at all different times. And at one stage, we could actually access all our multidimensional beings, and we could actually then take on some knowledge that we may need to help the planet here. But unfortunately, some of that information we cannot bring down to this planet. And that's where humans are stuck now. We want it all. We want a shift. We want higher consciousness. We want everything. And we're so busy running around in circles or going up and looking out here and looking out there that we forgot how to be quiet and sit in our heart and let the answers come to us within our heart. And that's what we always taught. We always taught people the answers are within you. You are loved, you are beautiful, you are perfect in every way when you came here to the planet. It's just that through the generations and through history and through our own physical human being, we've made ourselves imperfect. So always remember, you are perfect and you came here perfect. And I hope that's a little bit of more understanding on Avalon. It's a bit of a talk on the Avalon energies that aren't actually about what we have been taught about. The history as we know it is completely incorrect. It is being written by someone else's viewpoint. And the same is what I'm telling you. You can say, well, that's my viewpoint, but it's actually knowledge that comes down through the universe as well. But it might be the way I can deliver it and the words I'm using. And sometimes I find that really hard because if there's no words to actually explain things, so I try and keep things in simple way of explaining because it's an energy, it's a vibration. So for me, it might be my interpretation, but the aim is to teach you to actually feel it. And remember, once you start feeling this, then you start realizing, we are all the same. We are capable of magic. We don't need to label ourselves. I don't call myself anything but my given name that I chose this lifetime. I have been given other names by other cultures, and I respect and honor them because that's who they see me as in a past life. And I respect that and I honor that, but I don't take their culture on, and I don't take that on. I don't take on my shamanistic side from past lives because they were experiences I chose. I am just me. And when we become just ourselves, and we just then shine from our hearts and the love, and our light shines so bright that nothing can sway us from what we know is true for us. My truth is different to your truth. The truth, yeah, we all come from one existence, and we have to be collective together here on this planet. But when you know your own truth, you're actually not feeling like you're needing to compete with anyone, and you're not feeling that, they forgot me. And I always say, well, it wasn't meant to be, or, it doesn't matter. And it's that humbleness that you have within yourself, because you're already perfect. And if another person doesn't see it, it's because they're on their own journey and they have to do what they want to do. So within the Avalon energies, we get you to be peace with yourself. And that's what it's about. When you're at peace with yourself, the vibration you start vibrating at is a lot higher. And then you connect with everything on the planet. You can connect with nature, you can connect with the universe, you can just be, and you can start enjoying life, but still being a spirit inside the body. And the mission we have is all individual. I know that I bring a lot of energies, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing because I trust and I have a lot of faith that my soul knows what's best for me, and I let my soul guide me. And that's what the Avalon energy is about, is letting your soul guide you. And when your soul guides you, then the physical human body takes charge and implements it into the physical way of being on the planet, so we can bring balance. And this is how we will connect together as one again. We have to work together. And everybody thinks this is I, but it's not the I. It's just that if I'm one with myself, then I can be one with someone else, because there's no judging. And that's what we talked about with Avalon. We always understood, and we appreciate. I appreciate if I have to go to a dentist, I appreciate the fact that that person came here to learn to look after us so we don't have a toothache. And I appreciate the fact that somebody works at the supermarket to make sure that there's food on the shelf for me to go and get. So it doesn't matter. We are all connected and we all rely on each other in the physical. But now we have to start realizing we need to rely on each other on an energetic level to keep things pure. But don't judge anyone. And it's a beautiful way of being. And I work a lot with Mary Magdalene, as you said, because Mary Magdalene's teachings are pretty much Avalon's teachings. And it's all about everything's within us and everything's about just loving each other. And that's what we need to do. But it's hard. We have to shed some layers first ourselves until we can become a community. Instead of running around and being angry and creating a community with disharmony, we create a community with compassion. And this is what we want to create a new world for, with compassion and understanding and patience, and stop all this frustration and so forth. So there is other projects I am working on with my husband for that, those changes, but the Avalon teachings that I am doing is basically we need to shift the old energies, and then we're going to get into the core on the nine sisters of the nine sisters of Avalon, the nine princesses, you could say. We do have a structure within our system, no matter where we are, and that's what this whole planet is built on. It is built on the similar structure, but it's not a structure of ego. So we have like our father and mother within our Avalonian system. Now, we would call that today is the king and queen of a country. So we have a father and mother, and then of course we have underneath that their children, the princes and priests. We have that in place too. And then you have, the other ones, the guardians. We have the similar system in place on what people do with Avalon, but it doesn't mean that we say we're better than them. It's just that we have a different role than them. So for us in Avalon, Merlin and Mary Magdalene are actually our parents. And a lot of people don't know that Merlin and Mary Magdalene is a blue flame, and she is from Avalon. And they are our mother and father of our planet. And they are the ones that guide us through everything. Sometimes I work with Mary, sometimes I work with Merlin, but also to we join our energies. So if we are actually um, in a place where we need to do a job, we call each other in and we support each other and we loan our energies. So a lot of people know that we can do that. We can actually blend our energies and become more powerful. And this is what we did on Avalon. And I spoke with my students on the stone circle. And that's part of the stone circle is that we actually also could call in the energies and ask them to amplify things for us. So we can actually meld as one and we can be one. I've called them in, and that's the thing is when they come through us, we don't see them as separate from us. We see them as part of us. And this is something humans don't, it's hard to understand in the physical brain. So if you take yourself out of the physical brain, we all know we're as powerful. So when I talk with Archangel Michael, he says, you're the same as me, sis. And but I can loan your energy. And these are the things, it's just that we're in the physical body, so things are a little bit harder for us. But if we connect the physical and the spiritual and the soul together, we can shift things. I know a lot of people that they have a lot of trouble with that because we want to give our power away because we have been told over the generations that we have to worship. They don't want us worshiping. Jesus never wanted us to worship him. He wanted to show us we are the same. We are pure love. We are pure divine energy. And that's what Avalon energy is about. So, remember, it's not to feed the ego and it's not to say we're better than them because we're not better than them. We are all the same. It's just that we chose the physical body. And once I asked Archangel Michelle, I said to him, why don't you come down and be in a physical body? And he's like, no way. And he says, no way do I want to come down and do the job all the humans are doing down there. He said, you all call upon us and you all look to us. But the thing is, you are all just as powerful and you are stronger than us because you chose to come here and you knew you could do the job that is needed to bring this planet back into alignment with love and peace. And this is Avalon. It's all about love and peace. So I hope you enjoyed me talking a bit about Avalon and this free webinar. For anyone who would like to learn more and to help me shift, I have a Patreon page. It's just patreon.com Sharon Healy, and please have a little look. And at the end of this, there's a link and you can go have a little look. But the more we shift all this together, and this is why I'm doing it this way, is because this is a world effort. This isn't a one individual person's job. This is all our job. And I thank you all for listening. And I leave you all with love and light. And I wish you a beautiful day.